Hey guys, welcome to Island 3. So I'm going to go and start with these floats here. I'm going to put two of them out, one towards the front, one towards the back. You might not need the one in the back on here, but we'll go ahead and start with our hero. We're going to mark her on strong, and then we're going to start with a tack. This tack is going to be a 004 to start out. Just let the balloons leak on here. We want to get this tack built as quickly as possible. As soon as we get this tack to a 004, what we're going to do is we're going to throw a druid towards the back, but we're not going to upgrade it just yet because we want to continue with the tack strategy on here. So you're going to see me place a 000 druid out towards the back on here, and then we're going to rotate back to our tack. So you're going to see me place another tack. This is going to be a 204 on here. If you place these right, you can place 4 total on here, so be careful with your placement on here. Once we get this second tack, we are going to have a lot of balloons that are coming down, so we are going to have to upgrade our druid. So we're going to upgrade it to a 130 on here, and then we're going to rotate back to our tacks. So I'm going to place another tack. It's going to be a 203 on here to start, but then we're going to have a lot of balloon leakage. So you're just going to see me quickly place a boomerang and make it a 302, and then kind of rotate back to the tacks. So I'm going to place another tack on here and upgrade it to a 204, just like the other ones, but upgrade that first one back to a 204. So 4 total basically tacks on here. All of them are going to be 204, and then we'll have to upgrade our druid to a 140 because we're going to need added defense as well too on here. But we will first place 2 more tacks up here. So you're going to see me place 2 more tacks towards the top, and then upgrade our druid to a 140 on here. And then we need to prepare for camo as well too. So you're going to see me upgrade the druid, place a village, and make it a 020 on here. This map is going to be a little tedious, so I'm going to place more tacks. All of them are going to be the same. You're going to see me place 4 more total as 204s. Sell the back ones as the boss passes, so it's going to be a lot of selling and rebuying. Once I place out 4 more of these, I'm going to place a village and make it a 400. The top path has extra piers for primary monkeys or towers, so that is why we're going to pair this village with these tacks. It's really going to help. So you're going to see me place down that village, make it a 400, and then I'm going to place 8 more tacks, all 204. Put them in range of the village. Since one of the monkey knowledge that we have is going the distance, you get that extra range on here, so you'll have plenty of things on here to do this. The thing with this one is on round 40, just be careful on here. So look and see what round you're on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue this tack strategy, but we need to prepare for the mobs that are going to come out at round 40. So at round 39, right when it gets ready to change to 40 and all the mobs come out, I'm going to sell the back tacks, just to give me enough money to upgrade to the Druid of the Forest on here. So just be prepared on here. You can sell right before it hits round 40 on here, and then just upgrade to the Druid of the Forest. Once we get that Druid of the Forest, that's going to hold for the mobs for a little bit on here, and then I'm going to place 2 more tacks. They're going to be 204, same path on here, and what we're going to do is we're going to sell the back tacks and create a T5 tack. We're going to make it a 205 because we want it. That's going to maximize our damage on here, and then I'm going to rebuild our primary village a little bit over to the right, so then we can continue our tack strategy on here. So you're going to see me place the tack or the village on here and make it a 400, and then I'm going to put an ice monkey in range of the village and make it a 420. And then in range of our village towards the Druid of the Forest, we're going to go ahead and start a plane. It's going to be a 204 plane on here. Put it on wing monkey if you do have the monkey knowledge on there. And then loop back and upgrade then your ice monkey to a 520 on here. That will do effective damage and also help with the mobs that are coming out as well too. Once we get this ice monkey upgraded on here, we're going to kind of rotate back to the tack strategy on here, and then you're going to see me kind of spam a lot more of these tacks on here, and then I'm going to upgrade our village, our primary village that's kind of around all of these tacks on here, to a 520 on here. It's going to help with the pierce with all of the primary towers that are in here, in addition to giving damage as well too on here. So you'll see me go ahead, and after I spam more of these, we're going to go ahead and upgrade our village to a 520, and then kind of continue with the tack strategy on here. We are going to upgrade our plane to a T5 to a 205. So what you'll see me do as well is sell some of the back tack shooters on here. Don't sell your T5 tack on there, but sell some of the ones that are 204s and upgrade your plane to a 205 on here. We need that for the MOBs because we're already on round 68 and the MOBs and the Druid of the Forest isn't going to hold on there. So that's why we want to go ahead and upgrade that plane to a 250. So once I get that plane upgraded, I'm going to continue with that tack strategy on here. I did move my T5 since we don't have the helicopter to move towers and upgraded it towards a one towards the front on here. So continue this tack strategy in range of your village if you can. You're going to go ahead and see me also place and start for the top path right here. So it's going to be a 520 tack on here. And we're going to build a tack paragon. The thing with this one, guys, is if you're going to follow this strategy on here, it can't detect camo. So once we create the tack paragon, you're able to create it rather quickly on here with this strategy, but you need to be prepared for the camo or you're going to have a lot of balloon leaks and the boss is going to push forward. So I'm going to show you this with this particular one. You might want to try to go for the boomerang paragon instead on here, but this will still get you a solid score. So once we get that 520 attack, we're going to go ahead and throw a dartling. It's going to be a 250 on here. Remember, you can sell back tacks and stuff as it passes since we can't move those on here. And ultimately, we're going to be upgrading our dartling to a 250 on here. Once we get this dartling upgraded on here, what we're going to do is we're going to prepare for our final tack on here. And that tack is going to be the paragon on here when we put that. And you'll be able to, if you follow this strategy, be able to create your paragon rather quickly on here. So if you want to instead not do the tack paragon and do the boomerang, since you have plenty of time, you can switch to do that strategy on here. So I'm going to go ahead and place this tack. This is going to be what I'm going to use for my paragon on here for this tack that I'm going to place on here. And you just need to calculate and see how much money you're going to need to sell. And I'm going to sell pretty much all of my towers on here. And as soon as you build the tack paragon, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and start preparing for camo quickly, or you're going to have the boss push forward on here. This can easily get you 100 if you prepare for the camo detection on here. So once I create the paragon on here, if you have all of the towers that I have on here, you need about 20,000 to sell in order to create the tack paragon on here. What you'll need to do is immediately, like I said, start preparing for camo. So immediately once I create this paragon, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw an ice monkey out and make it a 205. And you might even want to put it more towards the end of the track instead of on the island like I did on here when you put this out to help with the camo detection. So once you get around 20,000, just go ahead and sell your towers on here. You can start with the Druid of the Forest or whichever towers, just sell them super quickly on here and then quickly rebuild as soon as you create that tack paragon on here. So as I said, I'm going to go ahead and put an ice monkey. It's going to be a 205 on here. And then I'm going to go ahead and start a plane and make it a 204. If you do, make sure your village is a 020 on here so it can detect camo on here. And basically just put towers out that's going to be able to detect camo and help with that, or you're going to have the boss push forward. So that's pretty much it for this boss. This is a pretty easy strategy, a lot of micro at the beginning, but it is a super effective strategy on here. With how quickly you can build a paragon, the boomerang paragon's probably going to be the route that you'll want to take over the tack paragon, but I haven't really had much opportunity to go ahead and mess around with the tack paragon on here, so I wanted to kind of use it. But personally, it's my least favorite paragon on here, but it was still fun to see on here. But as long as you prepare for the camo, you'll be able to get well over 100 on here. You can put a 502 boomerang out. I went ahead and did an ice monkey, made it a 520 on here as well too, to kind of help with all of the camo and the extra balloons and stuff that are coming down. But as always, thank you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe and drop a comment on how far you got. Bye guys.